Hey guys, White Joe Black Mage here. I'm here to discuss a new deck that's going to be released in the next Structure deck. As we know, Structure decks have given us several competitive decks, such as Machina Gadgets, Dark Worlds, Agents, and Atlanteans. So now we're going to be getting the Fire Structure deck, which is Flame King Avatars. Now, this deck is interesting, and I looked into it because if you like, you can just, it's so easy to just nuke the field in this deck because you have the ability to bring out boss monsters that can just nuke like all the back row, that can just heavy storm the field or dark hole the field, and it's pretty ridiculous. So I'm just gonna go over the deck list with you guys. If I have enough time, I'll do a duel with it or something. We have 3 copies of Fire King Avatar Barong, 1800 attack, 200 defense. That defense number will come in handy later. If a face-up Fire King monster is destroyed by a card effect, you can special it from the hand, which is always nice. And during the next standby phase, if he was destroyed by a card effect, you can add 1 Fire King card from your deck to your hand, which means you can be entitled to search for a spell or trap as well. We have 3 Fire King Avatar Yaksha. Yaksha is really fucking good. Same stats as Brong, 1800 attack, 200 defense. If a face-up Fire King is destroyed by a card effect, you can special summon Yaksha from the hand. And if he is destroyed, not just by a card effect, he can be destroyed by battle or by card effect, and sent to the graveyard, you can destroy 1 card in your hand or on your field. So basically, he just helps trigger your other destruction effects when he's destroyed. It's pretty useful when you have a useful thing to trigger in your hand or something. The boss monster here is Fire King High Avatar Garudnix. What Garudnix does is, during the next standby phase, after he's been destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon him and then destroy all other monsters on the field. So basically, it's like a dark hole. When he's destroyed by a battle, in that rare case that he is, you can special summon a Fire King monster from your deck. I'm running 3 right now. I might drop it to like 2 or something, but Garunix is Garunix is really good. Just blowing up the whole field, blowing up all the monsters on the field is just absolutely ridiculous. He has the typical 2700 attack that a boss monster has. you know. So yeah, once you get him off and you start blowing up monsters on the field. And along with him, you have your Heavy Storm, Sacred Phoenix and Nethys. This is a very old card from Flaming Eternity, I think. And it's been overlooked ever since. I mean, it's so broken in this deck. During your next standby phase, after this monster was destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon it and Heavy Storm the field. It may only have 2400 attack, but, it's pretty damn good. I was thinking of bumping it up to 2, just because Heavy Storm can be that good, but there are some trapless decks out there, so I'm just going to keep testing one. Our next monster in our lineup is Flamvel Fire Dog, 3 of them. You notice that Barong and Yaksha both have 200 defense. Well, Flamvel Fire Dog can recruit them directly from the deck, which can be very useful. You can just keep them on the board, or you can overlay with them. And there's some pretty busted rank 4s that you can make that help this deck. You have 3 Enthusiastic Beastman Wolfberg. Once per turn, you can only activate the effect of this guy once per turn. You can target 1 level 4 Fire Beast Warrior type monster in your graveyard and special summon it in face-up defense position, but its effects on the field are negated. Now, both your targets, Yaksha and Barung, both don't care because their effects trigger in the graveyard. So you can just keep special summoning every turn, make rank 4s. It's just really good. 1600 attack's not anything to sneeze at. So that's all the monsters. It's pretty basic. For spells, this deck's kind of spell heavy. Monster Reborn. You got your Trinity right here. Two copies of Forbidden Lance. I opt to run Lance over MST because it's easy to pop back rows in this deck, and you want to protect your. You want to protect. You can protect your Garunix, your Nethys, from like getting bottomless or something. I just feel like Lance applies good protection for this deck, and I would run it over MST in this particular deck. Plus, it helps win those battles if your monster's bigger than Fire Dog. It also helps Fire Dog get over stuff. It's pretty good. 3 copies of Rekindling. Sorry, guys, I'm kind of sick. Rekindling is really good in this deck. I mean, it's not as good as it is in Lavels, where you can just first turn Quasar Dragon, but it's still really good in this deck because you can just special summon a bunch of Flame Kings and Fire Dogs, and then you can just make a bunch of rank 4s. You can make like Shockmaster and fucking something else. You can just lock down the field right there. 3 copies of Onslaught of the Fire King. Like I said, this is a rough draft. This is kind of like a rough draft build, so I don't know how many. Like, 3's been working pretty good, though. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can special summon a Fire Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast from your deck. But its effects are negated and it'll be destroyed during the end phase. So you can trigger a Barung, a Garudnix, you can get that Nethys in the graveyard. Just that first turn play in response to your opponent, where you can just bring out Garudnix or Nethys. Like if they go summon set 2, you can just activate it, bring out Nethys. See, that's why I run Lance though. Like if you special summon the monster and they bottomless it, you want to have that Lance so your monster doesn't get banished. 3 Fire Dance Tenki. It's a Beast Warrior Rhoda. Why wouldn't you run it? The only thing is I wish that Flamvell Fire Dog was a Beast Warrior, but it's not. It's a Beast. So he's kind of neglected. But Fire Dance Tenki can search for Barung, it can search for Yaksha, it can search for Enthusiastic Beast Wolfberg. Wolfberg is a key card, in my opinion, because it makes those rank 4s. And of course, there's always the 100 attack boost. And you don't really have to worry about them clogging the field because you can go Nethys and blow it up anyways. 3 copies of Fire King's Firing. This card is actually really, really good in this deck. Like, you destroy, you target 1 fire monster you control and 1 fire monster in your graveyard, destroy the first monster, and if you do, special summon the second monster. You can, like, if you like have a Barung or a Yaksha in the field, and they like try to hit it with something, you can chain Fire King's Firing, because it's a quick play. Destroy it, and then its effect will trigger either now or in the next standby phase, and you can special summon like a Wolfberg or a Fire Dog from your graveyard. I had one time where I had a Barung on the field equipped with a horn, and the dude went Fortress, Fortress, Big Eye, target it, so I chain Firing, destroyed it, brought back Wolfberg. Next turn I made Direwolf the Terrafang, just pop the Big Eye. So broken. I don't really run that many traps in this deck because there's no room because you're running so many spells. 2 warnings, 2 bottomlesses, 2 torrentals. If you go and only main 3 sets of 2 traps, that's what I would do because they're all really good. And Torrential Tribute is so good in this deck because so many monsters go off by getting destroyed, so they don't care if you Torrential. 3 copies of Horn of the Phantom Beast because we have Beasts and Beast Warriors. Just draw power to the deck. I'm trying it out. I haven't really made a side deck for this deck yet because I just made it, but you definitely want to sideboard some Spell Trap Hate because people can run Macro, people can run Defissure, people can run Soul Drain. The same cards that hurt Mermails seem to hurt this deck. So we have our extra deck. I run 3 copies of Direwolf the Terrafang simply because I have the room for it. Because all you really run in the extra deck is rank 4s. So Direwolf 2000 attack, meh. But it's a generic rank 4. Once per turn you can detach to target a Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast you control on 1 other card on the field and destroy them. Whether it's destroying 2 of your own Fire Kings to trigger, or whether you just Scrap Dragon the field, get a Fire King effect, and pop your opponent's card. Just a mass amount of pluses that you can get off this guy. It's so ridiculous. 2 copies of Fierce Leader of the Fire Fist, Tiger. 2 level 4 Beast Warrior type monsters. When it's Xyz summoned, you can set a Fire Dance. So your only target is tanky, but still, you it's basically saying when it's Ixie summon, you get to Rhoda. And once per turn, you can detach one Ixie's material from this card, and you negate the effects of all face-up monsters on the field except for Beast Warrior type monsters. Got a problem with Zen mains? Got a problem with Zen mains? Pop it with Tiger. You know, there's just so many monsters that you can just negate, like a Tragodia or a I don't even. There's just so much. Zen mains is the main one I can think about, but there's probably a fair amount more. Like just negating all those effects is just broken. When this card, and here's a situational, but when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can send 3 Fire Dance spell trap cards you control to the graveyard. It's supposed to summon 2 level 4 Beast Warrior type monsters with the same attack from your deck face up. I can see you resolving this very, very rarely. If you somehow manage to get 3 tankies on the field, get out a Tiger, and get it destroyed, if you could special summon like 2 Wolfbergs, oh my god, you would be churning out a rank 4 every turn. It'd be broken. I run double Maestroke because Maestroke has good synergy with this deck. Because, well, A, it can turn big monsters face down, allowing Fire Dog to run over it. And B, I mean, if you have Garudnix coming back and back and back, Maestroke can protect itself. It's the only floater rank 4, so it really helps when you're trying to Garudnix the field. You have that other monster to work with. If I had the room, I'd run the triple Maestroke because, Maestroke is just so good. I love going into Maestroke. Number 50, Black Chip of Corn. Yes, I know you have Garudnix, but you never know when you'll have that scenario where you need to get over, like a Zen mains or something. Black Corn is just good for toolboxing, and the extra deck is a toolbox. Gaga Cowboy, since we're running rank 4s, you need that monster that can get over big beaters, and Gaga Cowboy is going to be that monster. In any rank 4 toolboxing deck, in any deck that you just run rank 4s in the extra deck, you should definitely run Gaga Cowboy. Abyss Dweller, again, it hurts. It hurts Mermails, it hurts the mirror match. Abyss Dweller is really good, except it's kind of puny. I kind of hate that part. You can't use the water to make it, so it's always going to be 17. Utopia, just because I had the room for him. Utopia is really not that good these days. I might drop it for like a 3rd Maestroke or something, I don't know. But Utopia is not really that good. I mean, I'm not even running it in my windups anymore. Evigishki Marrowgeist. Evigishki Marrowgeist it can be good in some scenarios, like against Abyss Linde, against that Sangan, you just shuffle it into the deck. It's really good. You have the room for it, so why not? Daigusto Emerald. You never know when you need to recycle your graveyard, and Emerald is just too broken not to run. And then Steel Swarm Roach. You have Chaos Dragons. You have Agents. You want the Roach so you can have an easier time against those decks. And the last monster in our extra deck is number 16, Shockmaster. Well, I mean, if you're running all these level 4s, if you have the ability to spam 5 level 4s on the field with Rekindling, why wouldn't you run Shockmaster? Shockmaster wins games by himself. As a wind-up player, I know this. So, this is my Fire King deck. It's obviously, like, one of my first attempts at the deck. Tell me how you think this is going to do, and tell me how you think its brother, so to speak, Fire Fists, are going to do in the meta. I personally think this deck is going to be better than Fire Fists because it's more explosive and everything. But you never know what can happen. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. YGO Black Mage, out.